Hey, what's up, bud? It's Ash, and welcome to a game called The Beginner's Guide. First of all, thank you for coming back to my channel. You in specific, I appreciate you. Second of all, this was a game recommended to me by my brother, and I have zero expectation or knowledge of what's going to be happening. So, I hope you're ready to come along with this ride with me.
Hi there.
Hey.
Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide.
Yeah, no worries.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story,
Right.
today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Got it. Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda.
Coda. Okay.
Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff.
I'm sorry.
And his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make.
Right.
So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Counter-Strike
It's a
map?
level for Counter-Strike.
Yep.
You can walk around here, by the way.
Ooh.
And mostly it's just
It's a little broken.
Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Obviously.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and
Like
impossible
these?
floating crates around the level.
Like that.
And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator.
Yeah.
It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person.
Because it's
It
imperfect.
kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this?
Probably just
This is
placing
what I
things
like
at
about all
random.
of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is.
Right.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
So we're gonna get some insight to Coda,
So,
as you're telling
it's
me.
2008. Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them.
Got
He
it.
doesn't put them onto the internet. He just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse.
Same.
At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So,
pretty
you know,
good.
this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
Right.
And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda.
Right.
So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
Got you.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed.
Right.
This first one was made in November 2008.
It seems like Davey knew Coda, but Cody cut out Davey. And he's trying to get back with him. That's just my general first impression, because he seems kind of distraught that he stopped making games. Okay, sure. Am I shooting something? Are there zombies? I don't know what's happening.
This game is called Escape from Whisper.
From Whisper.
And it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
I don't think it's generic. I'm stranded on a spaceship. Okay, this way? Alright. Where am I supposed to go? I can't shoot anything. Do this? I can't even go through there.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Feels that way.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Can we cut it with the intense music?
When you run out of bullets.
Right.
But ultimately,
don't
we
have
don't
bullets.
really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I
Oh.
think that we should talk
Pew, pew,
about
pew.
his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Finished?
Enemy force neutralized. Begin.
What is happening?
I love how you can see the
Oh.
bottom of the universe from this room.
You can, yeah. I don't even know what to think. What do the three dots mean? Alright, I'm assuming we go through here. Oh, is this a maze? Oh no, it's a maze. Go this way. Hug the right wall.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth.
Hug the right wall.
Sure, I don't
Hug
know.
the right wall.
There's really no reason
Okay,
for it that
well,
I've
that's
ever
not
been
good.
able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Okay, whatever. Oh, okay, right through. Where are we going now?
Okay,
Oh,
this
my
is
gun.
the part that's interesting.
Can I have my gun?
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Right. Oh, the engine room. Okay.
Hey, you there, in the engine room.
Yeah,
You could save us all.
I can.
That beam is powering the whisper machine.
Mm-hmm.
We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature.
Okay.
If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
How many people am I saving? I think I need to know a little bit of the, schematics before let's just do it. Oh, I'm dead. Yep.
Let me pause here for a second.
Okay.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying,
Was death?
is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level.
Right.
But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere.
Right.
And this is what happens instead.
Oh. We're reloading. Oh. Same prompt, I'm assuming. Sure, let's just go for it again. I mean, it's kind of the same outcome, though. It's kind of symbolic, no? I mean, you're rising towards the stars. I mean, it's kind of like you're going to heaven, I
The
guess.
beam causes you to start floating.
Yeah, I noticed.
And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system.
Right.
Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions.
Okay, got
Let's
you.
go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Sure. Oh, I can't move forward. Oh, I can only move backward?
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Thanks for answering my question. The past was behind her. Okay. Well, I guess we're going behind to see her past. See what the past is. Is it over here? Okay, let's just keep... Oh. What?
So
But
it's
the
a
fu-
short and relatively minimalist experiment
The future
combining
could not
motion
be
and
seen.
narrative. It
What
is
does the
less
future
advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete.
Does it?
Coda's trying to give it a unique
It becomes
voice rather
clear
than
when she
simply
stops
basing it
and
on a
looks.
pre-existing trope.
Right. I mean, I understand that. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? Oh, a door. Okay. Oh, no door? To confront it. Huh.
It's a short little thought,
Yeah?
it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
I agree.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick.
Right.
Okay, next one.
Sure, let's go on to the next. Why not? Are we in a park? Hello, where are we? You are now entering. Okay, well, what are we entering? Like a park? I'm assuming a state park, even? Dare I say a state park? Oh,
And that's it.
sure.
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
You know what? I'll try my best, just for you, Davey. So what's this next one, then? Nonsense is nearly
Oftentimes,
every
Coda would
direction.
put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Okay. Oh. A big-ass staircase.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it.
Are you in love
Once
with him?
he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him.
Right.
And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
You seem like you have feelings for your buddy here, which is totally fine, but it seems like you're in denial about it. Because you're just talking like your
Once
buddy's.
you've been
Oh
slowed to
my
an absolute crawl,
gosh.
the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all?
For
Well,
himself.
to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press the use key on your gamepad, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
The use key. Okay, here we go. So what is at the top of the stairs? How long would I have been there, actually? Because I was going super slow. Oh, it's a room of nothing. Oh. You walk around telling people, okay, you are a gate, you're the queen, okay, there's a lot of messages here. Stand on an X staring at a bear for 3 hours.
A room that's warm,
Yeah?
and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
That's a game? Stand on a neck staring at a bear for 3 hours? A game of only motivational quotes, played one after the other while
Coda
the
would
other
often tell me
cannot
that he
move.
didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he
Oh.
knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate
that one.
person.
Yeah.
But that it takes time to really see that.
Plays a
It
pair
can
of
be a
funny
very
eyes.
slow climb to get there.
It can, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm doing here, man. It's a very slow climb to try to become an influencer, dare I say, or a YouTuber. It's just, I don't know, it's something I've kind of always wanted to be, so that's why I'm doing this here with you. Ready, set, fish. Is that how it plays? Okay. Oh, yeah, let's just keep going forward. Hello, strange boxes in orange and gray colors. Where are you going to be taking me? Are we just on a journey? Oh, hey, this little puzzle?
Well, this is new for Coda.
Oh.
It's an actual puzzle.
It is.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay, well, there's nothing in here. Do I have to flick it and go in? Is there something gonna appear? Ah, haha. Got it. So then it
Don't
opens
forget
this.
that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
The 3 dots
We're
again,
gonna
man.
see it a lot.
The 3 dots again. What do the 3 dots mean? So where am I going now? Am I just gonna solve it again? Oh, we're just in a room? Does the door shut? Okay, well, it looks like I'm stuck.
So that seems to be it, right?
Yep.
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle,
Yep.
you get to the end. Simple enough.
Seems simple to me.
All right, now I'm going to modify the game again,
Mm-hmm.
so that when you press the use key on your gamepad,
Right.
it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Or all of them? But we're just meant to walk down a single set.
How about that?
How do we
There
get
was
to
more
there?
to it than we had any way of knowing.
Does it change every time
I
you boot
actually
up the
find
game?
it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior.
Right.
And then, in this level, a dull
Dull
interior
interior.
hides this fantastic outer world.
A bright exterior.
Either way, I think that
Wow.
the point is the same. Is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're
Jesus.
missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your
Lord.
role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I think it's just pieces of art for Coda to have for himself. Does that not make sense? Oh, related back to the other game. Is this gonna say you are now exiting?
Aha.
I called
So
it.
this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
Seems like it,
It
I
could
guess.
even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a
Are you
bigger
sure?
picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in.
Right.
Some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them.
Okay.
And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Maybe you're just grasping at straws here, man. Because I try to do that connecting stuff and it doesn't really work out well, and I usually just end it all together. Like when I tried to do my Minecraft series into my raft series, and then I never made another raft video, it's kind of like the same thing, you know? So where are we
Let's
going?
talk about
This is a
video
coffee
game
shop?
development for a second.
Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which
Okay.
determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Oh, here we go. Huh. Well, these
To
are
make
a
all
lot
of
of
these
boxes.
games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like
Well-
all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly.
Right.
One of the things that it does very well is boxy
fuck.
linear corridors.
Am I dead?
That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these
Oh, I'm not dead.
large, flat, empty rooms. It's
Yeah.
just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Right. Okay. So,
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making.
that's what I was about to
You
say.
might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games.
Very
to
boxy.
Notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Right. Why is there so much bass in the music right now? Oh, I'm going up an elevator. I didn't even know I was in an elevator. Hello? Am I going to my jail cell? Can I not? I can't walk around anywhere else, so I have to go in the jail cell. Okay.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
And he knows this
If you
from
don't mind, I think we're gonna
experience.
skip that.
He knows it from experience. That means he sat in that cell
This is
for an
something that he
hour.
and I used to argue about a lot.
Right.
You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it.
Well, if he's...
And I would always defend
Okay,
that, you
right.
know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible?
Because it's for him.
And so
It's
we
for
just got
him.
into heated arguments over it, and there was
Right.
one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games,
Yeah.
each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else.
Attaboy.
Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Dude, you're really coming off as obsessive. Like, very obsessive with Coda. The 3 dots again. Okay, why are they here? Maybe they are all connected. Hey, that puzzle solution.
It's the puzzle again.
Yep.
With the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay, I'll trust you. Come on, give me it. Nice, got it.
There's
So where are we
still
going?
no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise
Still linear.
I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. I'm curious to hear your interpretation of this random ass story. So where are we going? Oh. Hello, Carl, and Carl. Nice to meet you. Hi. Can I speak to you? You there.
Here,
Did you come
Coda
from up
begins
above?
using a
What
kind
was
of
up there?
dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the buttons on your gamepad to respond.
I'll say the prison. Yeah, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. That's the world above. You've been there? Yeah. That's important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was the last thing I did, literally. Again, perfect. Now tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how you got to the other side. Well, you flick the lever to get it open. You flick it again, run in before it closes, and then there's a lever on the other side of the door that you flick, and it opens the door. None of those are answer choices, so I'm just gonna hit one at random. That one. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I just explained it to you. You must think harder, please. Show hard to remember. It is so important to get out of here. We must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please tell us how to reach the end. Sorry, but I cannot help you. Oh, I can leave. Please, thank God. I don't know how to help you. Okay, did you just put me right back with them? Why would you do that? What's up, bud? Hello? How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No, I've been right here this entire time. I mean, I did. Do you want to know? Can I actually explain it this time? No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, I'll let you mention it. Why would I care about the space between the doors? There's a reason, but it may take time before you understand, which is fine. You'll see it again soon. Okay, so where are we going now? Are we doing the puzzle again? Please tell me we're doing the puzzle again. I love solving the same puzzle. There's probably going to be 3 dots again.
And so we make one last descent.
Yep.
Down to the final floor of the level.
Yep, but seems like that's where we're going. Is this the final floor, or where are we going? Oh, it's this thing. Is that a street lamp? Looks like a street lamp. It is a street lamp. Hello, street lamp. How are you? I'm gonna touch you for good luck. Touch.
It's a lamppost.
Yeah, I figured that out, but...
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost.
Does he?
It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose.
Seems
and
that way.
maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long.
True.
Because now he wants something to hold on to.
Yep.
He wants a reference point.
Mhm.
He wants the work to be leading to something.
I can see that,
He
yeah.
wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
Or
We're
it's
going to
his
see it in
shtick.
the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive,
Okay.
a lot more fully developed,
Right.
with more of a clear idea behind them.
Are you sure?
And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. Whatever you said, this game is fascinating me right now. I mean, I'm honestly admittedly curious about what's the reasoning behind the design for all these games in the first place. Like, why did he make them in the way that he did? This game is connected to the internet. Is it? I don't know if it is. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players, are they? Okay. Nice room. Not. Well, that's a bit of a tone setter, don't you think? Okay.
So first off, I'm sure you can
How do you beat
use
this game?
but this
Walking?
game is not
No point to
connected
this?
to the internet.
Yeah.
All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Well, these are...
This was
wow,
actually
okay,
the
that's
first
a
game
lot.
of his that I ever played. This
Whoa, holy
was
shit.
shortly after I met him
you
at a
guys hear me?
weekend game jam
Yeah,
in
I can hear you.
Sacramento, where I grew up.
Hello,
I saw him
hello.
working on this very level, and
Reasonable.
it was just so different from anything that anyone else was
Everyone
doing.
read
so right
this.
away I was like, I have to
Hey.
be friends with this person.
This place makes me
In
sad.
retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy
Yep.
for trying to get his attention.
See, stalkerish, I'm telling you.
I was over enthusiastic.
The fun.
But he was very gracious about it
Balls.
and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Yeah, see, you really do come off a
Feel free
little
to
creepy
skip
to
over
me.
any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen.
I just saw a
if you read all
flying
of them.
penguin, let me tell you. It was the most
Either
messiest
way,
thing I've ever seen.
to
I don't
me, they
feel like
convey a
living
sense of
because nothing will
loneliness.
ever be as majestic
I see
as
this
that. I don't want to
person
say
who's
anything.
filled with thoughts
Jesus.
and feelings and beliefs and has
Yeah,
no way
thoughts,
to
feelings, and
express
beliefs.
them
Okay.
except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
I think you get your reasoning from that sentence in itself. A game that wasn't meant to be played.
But it's ironic, isn't it?
I
That
guess.
In playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him.
I mean, I
have
can
to be
see
honest
from
with
that
you,
message,
this
not from
idea
balls.
is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game
Mm.
and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing.
Yeah, you're kind of
I could
scaring
just
me
get to
here.
know you through your work.
Yeah, but all
I
the
think this
messy
is why I
in-person
always liked Coda's
socializing?
games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world,
Oh,
and then I feel less lonely too.
okay, so you're really codependent on Coda, and he cuts you out because you're not a good person? I'm just gonna, that's my guess for twist, because he is coming off very freaky, very stalkerish. Seems like he puts Coda on a pedestal, because these games were obviously not meant to be played. This is just what Coda wanted to make, right? So the fact that he's kind of making all these games and kind of showing it to me kind of feels a bit pervasive to Coda, because I feel like Coda trusted him with these games, and now he's showing it to everyone. That's just my guess, though. Okay, well, I actually like this painting. It's pretty cool. What do the notes say about this? Stop pretending you are other people. We will all die someday. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. Cabbage shapes our nation? What nation are you from? From up here, it just looks like dots. The nation I'm from, McDonald's shapes ours, okay? We're actually, America runs on Dunkin'. No, the fuck it doesn't. You know it doesn't. I don't drink Dunkin'. I don't know a single other motherfucker that drinks Dunkin'. He was himself, the most horrible creature he can imagine. Yikes. Well, I'm here now. You are all here now. There must be a reason for it, though. I mean, Coda had to leave 400 to 500, maybe even
At the end of this
600,
level, we're going
700
to see the
notes.
puzzle again.
Okay.
And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means.
I think it's just a puzzle.
Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it.
So what's the idea here?
And
The three
puzzle
dots?
is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In
don't
each
know
of his
about that.
games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult,
Right.
Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution. He understands exactly how it works.
Okay.
And so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
I mean, I guess, but I honestly
Because
think...
there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces,
Hmm.
before you move on, you get to pause.
Okay.
Just
I
for
think
a
you're
moment,
reaching. You seem
a
like
few
you're
seconds
reaching.
to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here.
That's a lot of
To step
typewriters.
back and connect the pieces together, to grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Yeah. Damn, that's loud. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. Just say something. Talk to me, please. Speak, 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 speak. Dang, shit. If I am looking at it from Coda's perspective, it is just kind of like his own anxiety and worry being portrayed on a screen. Okay. Alright, bud, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Please let me know what you think of this game, because I personally find it really intriguing and very witty, and it's about kind of more self-reflection while learning at it from the game maker's perspective, but I guess the friend of the game maker's perspective. So it's really intriguing to me, and there are some bits in this game where it actually hit me home, like kind of the recluse nature of Coda. That's something that's kind of hits me too, because I'm a bit more introverted. But yeah, I've really been loving this game thus far. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm still brand new to this, and any little thing helps. Yeah, that's going to be it for me. Ash,